Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. And this time I'm back with another Walk Up the Tower, episode 51 to episode 60 of season 3 in the webcomics. So let's start this off. Unfortunately it changes from where it stopped, where Baum was busy kicking Ranker's butt in an official exam. Alright, I get it, you can apologize. We see that this chairman is apologizing. I like how Char reacts to it. Alright, we get this here, right? The regular boy, Baum, can change the tides. But there is something which we have to admit, right? Remember in the last one when Kun was talking about the fact that that only one regular has actually beaten a Ranker? It had a very good exception, except for any irregulars. Now, there is a reason why the irregulars are kept on that exception list the way they are kept, right? I know I'm talking in very ambiguous types of terms, but I'll explain it in a few minutes. So, first of all, the first thing you need to understand about the irregulars are supposed to be super OP standard. They're not supposed to have to compete against everybody else just to get power. They're supposed to be basically born with the power to rule over everybody else in the tower. And that's the one thing that we don't see from Baum. Baum isn't super OP all the time. He seems like a regular most of the time because he looks 100% human, he behaves human, he doesn't behave OP. And we know that Baum is OP, right? We know that Baum on the first floor was way stronger than a regular. He had Shinsu before he even knew what Shinsu was. That just says that Baum was powerful, he just didn't know how powerful he was. Then above that there, he started to improve later on, and we got to see him on the 20th floor, where he was 10 times strong, not 10 times, he was about 6 times stronger than all the other regulars, especially those who were super powerful, and that was with him still holding back quite a bit. Okay, so the next thing to note on that same issue of the irregulars all have these crazy powers that will defy anyone else. So Kal Alam is trying to fight irregulars. Irregulars mess up the parts that the guides see, and we don't know whether guides existed before Enryu or after Enryu that they only came into existence. All we know is that there's two types of guides: red witches and silver dwarves. We know that Enryu is rumored to be able to create life, so it's quite possible that this is just a power from Enryu, the guides. That would be really crazy if that's exactly what Enryu did. Okay, so we get that story with Yama over here. I'm actually trying to break this up into two pieces at the same time when I'm trying to talk about the irregulars. So the irregulars mess around with the way guides see the tower. They also mess around with fate and destiny, and there is a reason behind it if you think about it carefully. Baum messes around with destiny because his destiny is one that has never been seen before. He is going to be something different in the tower. He's something. Okay, I like this one. Yeah, they get back to it. Okay, so I'm going to drop that topic and I'll speak about it after this. Yeah, Ranking Bureau, 50th floor. Battle between regular Jovial Grace and Test Ranker. The Renka Bureau official who witnessed the battle recorded the battle as follows. The regular attacked the Renka with a Shinsu control skill I've never seen before, and the Renka, flustered by the regular's unexpected skill, was hit badly without being able to defend himself. Then once the Renka came to his senses and started fighting properly, when the physically superior Renka would push the regular back, the regular would dodge the attacks and use an advanced Shinsu skill to make up for the gap in damage. What surprised me most about the regular was not only that his skill matched those of the Renka, is the kid this kid seriously gonna beat me, but it was as if he had way more fighting experience than the Renka. The Renka's attacks were simple, sheer brute force, relying on his superiority to try and dominate the regular, but the regular adapted to the situation much more quickly than the inflexible Renka. Okay. He even copied the Renka's skills exactly and used them against him. And only brought out his secret move at the very end and ended the battle. Airwave 0, not even a secret move. That was nuts. Use of the Slayer candidate's victory against the Renka spread quickly. Afraid of causing a stir, the Renka Bureau hoped to delay making the announcement for as long as possible, but Kun Aguero Agnes had a reporter ready to take a picture of the defeated Renka and spread the news, so the Ranking Bureau had no choice but to acknowledge the matter. Oh, I like this. He's even more talented than Commander-in-Chief Adori Jahar of the army. And according to written interviews, the Slayer candidate's acquaintances, soon he's going to attack Jahad's army to rescue his master. People with the bone to pick started to show interest in the boy. Okay, so we see that Bam's actions really made crazy stuff go on. So once they found out that the Renka was beaten, regulars rushed over to try and beat the Renka, but none of them could. Okay, so we see, yeah, we're getting a whole the stuff. Also, Madarako, in exchange for the ladle, he promised to use his business contacts to get weapons and supplies. And Cha showed up at Evan Callan Baum's training ground, begging on his knees to serve Baum. Baum was so flustered he didn't even know what to say. So told Cha about the first people. Cha told him about the first people, past kingdoms like the 5 flower nations and the mechanical nation. And the little bit he knew about Palm's mother. Ooh, this here says that he knew about Palm from that point. I had the wrong idea before. I'm not forcing anyone to fight with me. It's their choice. And I'm sorry for what I said when we first met. Maybe I deluded myself into thinking I was the only one fighting for justice. I kind of like you now. See you in a week. I like that. Yama turned so much towards Balm's favor. Caliban's worship. Okay, so I know I've been silent for quite a bit, but this is getting crazy. Couldn't hide luck. New division commander of squadron number 4. Oh my goodness, that was the guy from the Hidden Grove. And here's the new squadron commander. Good job with mission, Sergeant Calavan, high ranker, Po Badao, Lybotic Kun. Ooh, that is gonna be crazy. Okay, so we see that a lot of preparations are being made, and the promised time finally came. And here we go, 50th floor, near the nest in the sea of debris. Get ready, Balm. We'll be at the meeting place soon. Do the clothes fit you? These are massive bricks left over from building the defensive wall of the nest. Okay, so there's a lot to discuss on just this one little chapter. You can see how crazy long this was. So this is one of the longer chapters that you're going to get in chapter 3, and then you're going to see why everyone started to get bored, because after this war starts, the chapter started getting really short, really fast. Okay, so here we go. So here we go. The war is on its first leg, and we get into episode 52. That first chapter was crazy long. And here we are, Bam is on his way in. Two whole squadrons are here. Oh, Charlie again. Hey, regular, long time no see. Former altar keeper, Ranker Charlie. You've sure gotten famous. Oh, Chuniha and Kunhain Luck aren't getting along. The war is over. The 10 great family leaders and Jahad have complete control over the tower. The only possible threats are the workshop or Wulayoksong, and they don't care. I like this. They mention that the workshop is a threat to Jahad, and they don't care what's going on in the tower. What's so special about the irregular? Squadron Commander Liboric. Okay, so we see that Adori sent him. The problem is the 10 great families. We asked the other great families for help with this battle, but the only one that sent a decent number of troops was the Lopobia family. Pobadao family and the Ha family. Okay, so we know that the Pobadao and Ha family are against Jahad at the moment. If we can stop the boy here, all the problems will be solved. Otherwise, okay, see Princess Mash. The rankers across from the first wall detected the arrival of a suspicious warship and confronting the people who got off, but the only people who were on the ship were the Slayer candidate and his companion. Just two of them? I heard you beat the rank. Okay, yeah, let's see. Charlie's gonna go for it. You were the one who made me do it. It was good, not me. I was hoping to warm up a bit before charging the wall. You little. I love this, yeah. Black Hole Sphere. Whoops. You still got some serious talent. And here we go. Partial transformation. That's right, I'm a real gentleman. She's making fun of you. Ah, you kidding me? I hate when that happens. Can you stop the poison from spreading? I like this guy is still trying to fight him. It's like so stupid. I didn't see any weak spots. They're probably on, so they probably already know way too much about what's going on here. We managed to distract them from the very start, just like we planned. So it's a distraction. You guys are like a bunch of shrimps up against a giant shark. It's almost time now. But actually there are some who got here before us. Oh, okay. It's Slayer Karaka. Ooh, that was awesome. Attack on the right too. Evan Cal. I'm not a big fan of all the sneaking around. The infernal Evan Cal, oh boy. Two high rankers attacking at the same time. Call the executives. It's a massive floating ship. The Cage. Slayer Yama. Let's go. Oh, I like that. This just says it. This war is for all the chips. Everything is here. And here goes Evan Cal. First assault. Oh, I like that she's commenting this here. Heaven Cal is going for it. Ah, she's trying to figure out what their big secret plan is. The cage shouldn't have been here. Oh, here comes the idiots again. You still have no idea who you're up against, do you? Do you think these little toys can scare me? Here we go. What if we win? If we win this fight, what do we gain and what do we lose? We're not the ones afraid of losing. You are. We're taking everything in this fight. I'm master and the lead in the future fights. You're the one who's trying to take advantage of my brother and you want to just run away? Coward? When a regular is going to fight them and you're running away, don't be ridiculous, you old coward. Even the smallest opening in these walls could help. I need you to clear an opening for us. We'll handle the rest. Went into the wall. Hey, Jahad's lackeys. I'm gonna send each and every one of you to hell. So tell the Kane. Oh, someday I'll make sure Yasracha joins you in hell too. So tell them to keep their fangs sharp and wait for me. Don't I look like some kind of amateur ranker to you two? If it weren't for you two, I'd be in track to becoming an elite official. So you guys are so dead. Bang. Is he a ranker? I can't figure out who he is. Sorry, I'm late for y'all, so it's time to destroy Jahad's forces and rescue your master. Charlie, I think that's the hero. That's quite. If I woke up at the wall, he's as strong as a high ranker. I'm Charlie the Invisible Man. Well, safe travels, guys. I'm just a regular nobody. Seeing the enemy brought all the canine people here, maybe they found something to fight you. Even a Slayer would have a hard time beating them. Oh, so they brought some real big individuals. Head of the Wind Branch of the Lopobia. This is a family head. Okay, now you get the family leader, who's one of the 10 great warriors, and these are family heads or family leaders inside the Lopobia family. High ranker Lopobia Duco. A branch leader, that means he's the strongest guy in their family branch. $54. Alright, let's see how this goes. Things are getting interesting. Yama, okay, deal with that guy. Cannons fire and they're smashing it. The guide was right. We didn't even make a dent in the wall with all that firepower. I guess there's only one person left. Change the modules, prepare to fire the ultra heavyweight needle. Ooh, okay. The incursion. Okay, so that's where we are. In most cases, the defensive walls around the base of the 10 families would be enchanted with a mysterious spell, and there was a good chance the spell had been cast on the second defensive wall of the nest. Only the 10 great family leaders and Jard have the power to break the spell. But there was a good chance a Slayer candidate could break it with his power. So there was really only one option. We had to create a giant needle we could fire like a cannon. If you don't make it to the wall, we're all doomed. You got lucky. You would have died if you tried to fight him. There's no way you can beat that guy while the altar director's been summoned away. It was a few years ago that I fought him at the last station, but it's like he's become a complete different person since then. Honestly, it's hard to even imagine how powerful he'll be in the future. If he survives this battle, he'll be an unstoppable beast. Okay, so there's a lot of fights, and then the crazy stuff is about to happen, and there's a lot to discuss, as you can see, right? So the first thing is we need to know where we are. We're at the Lopobia's family branch headquarters called the Nest. The Nest is the 10 great family leaders, is the Lopobia family leaders storage house for all of his pets, and it's also a very strong floating crystal. So it's a suspendium super jackpot basically. So that's one of the things you have to note. Now the next thing that you have to note is the defensive wall is made up of 3 layers that's supported by the suspendium. So the first wall, which is the one that they got through, was pretty easy to get through. It's just a solid wall with holes in between. It's meant for you to fire out of, and that's what it is. It's the second defensive wall. The first defensive wall. Then the second defensive wall is a solid wall that has very tiny gaps in between, meant for sharpshooters and snipers to fire out of. They used Kal Halam's ability to open the path to pull the warship through a tiny path. So he basically warped the ship into the gaps that were there. You can't do it by natural warping because the stuff has a jamming ability against warp. It'll just make you smash yourself into the wall. So that's why he managed to get through. Then you get the first defensive shell, which is the third defensive wall, or the final wall, and that wall is protected by a seal that only the 10 great family leaders can break. So it's almost impossible for you to break. However, Yurik, Mizuno, Balm, Enryu, and Phantamnum would shatter that wall if they were to fight against it. So that is the reality behind it. You have to be an irregular to get through it. So it's an irregular strategy. So Yama made a needle that's going to harness the irregular strength and blast it into the wall to break down the wall. So that's how it goes. That's why they need Balm for this point. Okay, let's go further. Inside there is a suspendium floating fortress that they have with whatever is hidden inside it, where they're going to put Jinsang Ha. And we know that there are 3 squadrons over here, because we know there's Liboric, there's Yasracha, and Mashni. So that's 3 divisions of Jahad's army, not 2 like we were told. So there's 3 divisions. That means if Jahad's army loses this, it will be a massive knock and a favor to Fug. And Fug will just keep getting more and more support everywhere they go. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this family branch stuff just yet. It gets more important later down the line. And here we go. So somebody is fighting Evancal. Our branch merged with another branch ages ago, so we don't have a branch leader. I'm advanced ranker. Okay. Okay, so we see that Evancal got a demotion from the top 100. Now understand that Evancal is still as powerful as she was back then, and this is going to be crazy. So we see that the 2 Baylor brothers are fighting off this branch leader. I've never heard of the existence before that you are part of the great family, although I never met any myself. The family head took in test subjects from the workshops and raised him, and thus he became the faithful leader of the canines who only served his master. Ooh. It's a bunch of lies. Our father was the leader of the canines. He swore an oath of loyalty to the leader of the Lopobia family. Then he made a group of canine people and turned them into servants to do all the dirty work of the family head's orders unquestioningly. Unlike you guys, we were never acknowledged as a real branch of the family, so we had to stay in the shadows, being treated like a cursed race. He never bared his teeth in front of the family leader. Serving his master was the only source of pride his father had. Okay, so we see that Yasracha is involved in this whole situation. You people are the real traitors, not my father. Oh, we see Doom is going in transformation already. Wild dog with a purple right wing. Okay, so we see that little fight over there. Okay, it might be important to explain this right now. So there's 27 branches in the Lopobia family. Each one is designated by an animal, and some of them are merged groups with multiple groups in them. We know of the Grey Wolf faction. Remember, that's Lopobia Elaine. We know of the Snake faction, who we saw with the other fight in the past, and those are just two Anima families. There's multiple other Anima families. There's 27 of them total, and that makes up the branch families. So we've seen the Windbird right now, so we know there's the Windbird branch, and we know that there's a branch that joined into them, the Monkey branch, or whatever it's going to be. But yeah. Oh, I see. Here's Hats and Shibisu, most likely. Oh, they're collecting souls. Collecting souls can only be for one very, very dangerous guy. White. So we see that he's counting on this war to recover his power. Okay, so we see they plan to kill Evan Cal using White. And White is gaining a lot of power very quickly by getting souls. Remember, he burns souls to... A war of attrition is Jahad's army's main tactic against enemies. That's why they brought a whole squadron here instead of just sending in the rankers. Oh, okay, so we see they expressing tactical understanding. Okay, so we see Kun is talking about his ability to manipulate situations. So we see White and Kun having a conversation that's really, really complex, and I haven't yet commented on it. So the thing is that Kun is helping him get his power back because there's high rankers who need to go down here, and the more power White has, the more he can fight. Okay, so we'll be back at this fight. But anyway, so he's using white as a weapon basically, and it's a mutual use because white is getting power, and in turn, Kun is getting a very good ally basically for that fight part against the high rankers. Remember, you got family branch leaders, you've got individuals like Chuniha, Calavan, the whole lot of them. If you can take them down and then massacre the army, you actually make a big impact, and the whole tower will be like, Vag has gotten really strong. They wiped out 2 whole squadrons. That's what Kun is after. He wants them to have less power in terms of public sway. Okay, Wild Dogs Whirlpool. Okay, so there's a nice heavy hit. He's taking down the bird. Second form. Oh, this creature is so strong. Have you forgotten your first time you transformed while you were practicing with us when you were little? You lost control of yourself and went on a rampage. Amma and I barely managed to stop you. We thought you were a goner. Don't be ridiculous. Wild dog with mysterious green arms. It's finally have the cannon ready to fire at any moment. Oh, there's it. Balm is on his way in. All the dead bodies. I like this here. We're gonna see what Balm has to say. No, no. Let's not look away. I started this fight. I came here to rescue my master, knowing all these people would die. To those people, I probably seem like a total monster. It's true. But at least I'm not going to pretend I'm doing this to save everyone like the time with Dang Dang. I'm going to face them head on. I'm not gonna hide or make excuses. I'm responsible from the start and end of this war. I'm moving forward. I'm moving ahead to protect the things that matter to me. Now we have a reason to fight. Let's keep moving. Oh, we can see he's talking to himself internally. The more he gets in tuned with himself and the more he's willing to overcome those boundaries, the stronger Balm he's going to get. And this is where season 1 of TOG started. So yeah, that's where it went. Okay, so that was the special bonus. So we've got 4 more chapters. I think I can get through them pretty quickly because this is where things go really crazy. And there's going to be a lot to discuss at the end of this, especially once we get to the big spoilers in the next few episodes. And when I say spoilers, I mean they kind of ruin things for us as they tell us how crazy things are in this fight. They split into 4. That animal must be controlling a fire-resistant monkey. We've got a very powerful light bearer. Take over the lighthouse for me, Vice Squadron Commander. Give those shots a major speed boost. But this still isn't enough. It's not enough to keep your promise, Han Sang. When I fell for his nonsense, okay. Our only goal is to stay alive and make sure this power survives. Life is meant to be burned. Okay, the first people, okay. I will balance out this chaotic work. I like how it's being said here. We see Han Sang really pulled Evan Cal's strings, figuring out who she was. All-consuming flame. Looks like the plan failed. I'm just getting warmed up. Triple rare orb. Keep burning everything. Such powerful rare orbs, and 3 of them. That jerk is trying to summon hell again. If a high ranker in the top 300 positions can't kill one of the top 300 rankers in battle, they'll never reach the top ranks. Because to reach those kinds of rankings, you have to be different from the rankers below you. Get it? I wasn't reckless of me to attack your squadron. It was reckless of you to attack me with a leaderless squadron. Quad rare orb hellfire. Ooh, yeah, it big problems. If we don't hurry, the flames will get us. I can feel my power growing. Ooh, white is almost ready to launch. High ranker spear bearer, 278th place, Lopo Bialafav. Is that we meet again, young boy? Ooh, Calavan. So we see Bam wants to destroy the defensive wall, then he wants to kill Calavan. I like that. He got his priorities right. If you guys try to get past you, I'll do whatever it takes to stop you. What are you talking about? Jahad's army started this war. They're the ones who kidnapped the Slayer candidate's master. They've got our friends. I've had enough of your little tricks. Dark world, okay? I'll be right there. Listen carefully. I'm a sniper spear bearer. I can only fire 2 shots a day, but their bullets packed with extremely powerful Shinsu. They have a very small impact area, so it's hard to hit targets, but they can easily take out even one of the top 300 high rankers in one shot. If Evan Cal took one of these bullets in the head, she'd be dead. I'll do as you say. He had to save my master. I locked her away before coming here. Now let's get started. Are they teaming up? Two of Jinsung Ha's students attacking me at once. What a strange feeling. Could it be destiny? I may have to kill two of your students here. Woo! For your lighthouse to stop Evancal long enough to get your shot. But at least you can slow her down. And that's when she'll kill you. This is truly a death worthy of Jahad's vice squadron commander. Did Evancal just die? Definitely got shot by that high ranker's bullet. Is it enough to finish her off? That is. Sweet bullseye, kids. Now I'm gonna be in the top 200 rankings. I'm a branch leader now. Oh, now she's weaker than a normal ranker. Twitch, oh nope, mistake. Evancal's alive. Okay, so we see Paul is going at it crazy at the leader. Blood shards. Okay, so we see that Paul is totally out of control. He can't feel pain. Good old beating. Oh, so he's gonna keep attacking. Lethal move. Shimmering vines. Oh. Let me tell you something, you've got zero chance of winning this fight anyway. There are two more branch leaders like me in this nest, and the former 4th Army Squadron Commander Calaban as well as the current commander, not to mention Princess Mashni Jahad. is the 5th Army Corps commander who just annihilated your kind. Commander Yasracha is waiting for you. Did you hear that, canines? Fight as hard as you can, let's go. Oh, okay, so they got even more wild. They're even crazier than before. What's going on? They're even more worked up than before. I can hear the dogs barking furiously from here. I don't get it. Aren't these mutts afraid of anything? A dog will charge at even a wild beast to protect his family and master. Oh well. Kidding me? Right at this point, so far in, and I'm still 2 chapters away. I've basically broken down most of what needs to be explained here. Wild dog with Heartcloth entwined in cold green. Okay. I like how they're fighting. Good job, Paul. And there goes. It's finally over. No, not yet. What? The bird's talking. He threw away his body and transferred his mind into the bird. He's a branch leader. I wouldn't be surprised. You're all dead. Every single one of you. What's going on? She's gone. That really hurt. Ooh, yes, it Evankhell. If I hadn't been told in advance, Miss Evankhell, there's a bullet right behind you. It was interesting to hear from Kun about how Doom blocked the spear, but I didn't think I'd actually have to use the same technique in battle. Right when the bullet was about to pierce my head, I stirred up a bit of friction with the flame to throw off its trajectory. Then the sniper would have escaped. Evankhell entered a contract with the administrator and kept her muscles compressed for the sake of convenience. Okay, perfect. Decompression. So we get it, it's just like rock. Decompress to get more powerful. What's this? Han Sang-yu against Chiriha again. Here we go. Oh, Kalavan is saying he'd like to see them try Essence of Bravery. Yeah, he has to use it. Is against two very dangerous people. World of Darkness. 9 Dragon Endless Sky. It's for surviving. I don't think you'll be able to achieve what you wanted. Armor inventory. Armor storm. Karaka style airwave. White crown. Double white crow strike. Ooh, I like this one, yeah. But you're not nearly as strong as your master. It didn't even hurt him. Ooh. Even if I somehow break down the wall and get to my master, if Mr. Karaka doesn't make it with me, my master will be devastated. The irregular. I realize we're both disciples of the same master. Air 0. Black Ocean to Sphere. We won't be able to win a war, see the master again. If possible, run. That's the best option. Second, if you can't run, buy as much time as you can and wait for reinforcement. And third is the worst option, but if you end up in a situation where you absolutely have to fight him, fight like there's no tomorrow. I like that he's thinking hard about the tactical advantage. So this is going to be the last chapter, and then I'm just going to wrap up something about all of the craziness that's been going on here, because there's a lot. There's branch families, there's spells, there's Calavan's power, why he's so afraid of Balm, how come he's so afraid of the Shinsu Black Hole Sphere even when it's weak, why he didn't just let himself take it. And I have explained it before, but I'll explain it again just in case anybody forgot about it. Okay, so we see they're talking about how they fought and nothing changed. Then he thought for a second and said, "Only time will tell. I've known Jahad for a very long time. He didn't used to be this the way he is now." That's when I realized nothing would change, even if some kind of savior appeared, like our master said. So we see that she just wants a normal life. Okay, so we see he's really hard. I'm putting everything I've got into this attack. And here it comes. Simultaneous assaults. He broke through. How the hell? I didn't think the old Shinsu was strong enough to break through an explosion like that. It's not his power, it's his stamina. Not even that explosion stopped him. He just keeps drawing Shinsu from those orbs. It's almost like he's got unlimited Shinsu. Here comes round 2. Unsung Yu Shinsu control skill. Blue steel wave. Black hole sphere. Stardust. Ooh, this is dangerous. That last attack managed to break through the essence of bravery and cut me. It's a trap. I knew you'd come running to him. I can't believe you'd risk all those people's lives just to save one person. You're such a fool, Jovial Grace. You've got no right to be king. Okay. He sees everyone aside from himself and the 10 great family leaders as complete equals, so he doesn't care if he loses a few of his subjects. Unlike you, he doesn't let himself get distracted from the big picture. He is solemn and serene. You can't be unique like him. You're just an ordinary person. Maybe I'm not great enough for anyone to sacrifice. I'm just an ordinary person. But any other ordinary person would have come here to save their master like me. They wouldn't run away and leave behind somebody they care about. You guys are the ones sacrificing the soldiers just to stop what's right. That's why I'm gonna keep going. I may be foolish and a lot of people may lose their lives. But someday those people will all come together and overthrow the corrupt king of yours. Twin wings, black and white wings. Floral butterfly piercing technique. Mr. Viol. Ooh. That attack reverberated through my entire body, but too bad, it was just a little too weak. You would have taken my arm right off if that attack were just a bit deeper. It was my fault for letting you attack while Karaka was holding me back, but I'll be honest, I underestimated you. But with that slight miscalculation just now, you lost your chance to distract me. And your last chance to survive this, I admit. Oh, I want to see what the next statement is. You're certainly powerful enough to be a threat to the king in the future. That's why I have to finish you off now. I'm still going to fight to stop this war, but I just don't think it's necessary to kill that boy. Can't we just let him go? Brutrasa level 2 transformation blue shield. Ishu can handle the search, so Shibisu is going after the sniper. Alright, so that is where this chapter ends. And as I said, there's a lot to discuss. So first of all, Balm's Black Ocean Sphere. Why is Calavan so afraid of it? And how did Calavan manage to survive that Black Ocean Sphere airwave at point 0? It's a mistake. Right. This is the reason. Shinsu Black Hole Sphere can erase anybody's Shinsu, even a high ranker's. Right? So Essence of Bravery should have shattered. And the moment it did that there, Karaka's attack that was holding him down should have gotten harder, and we should have seen Calavan screaming in pain because he no longer has Essence of Bravery protecting him. He'd have to re-establish it and repower it. So we'd have to have seen him go down completely, losing a massive portion of his power in the middle of a fight, and that should have ripped his arm off. It was a big mistake to power down Balm all of a sudden for no reason. We already know Balm was at that level and ready to be at that level. The next thing which was a big problem is Shinsu Black Hole Sphere is irregular type powers. That's enough to take out an administrator. It should not be blockable by a high ranker who's just a regular high ranker. They should die from that effect. It should be way too much for them to handle. His power should have been almost totally drained with that one assault. So yeah, there's two big issues with it. The next thing is Balm didn't completely power up. There's 2 thorns for him to ignite. He didn't ignite either one, so he was holding back against Calavan. So we could say that Balm was holding back with the way he was fighting, thinking about keeping himself in the fight for later because he still has to get through the wall. So he held back quite a bit. That's also a possibility. So once all of that has been taken into a calculation, you can see why things aren't really 100% fine on that last little fight that we had, especially with Calavan surviving a Black Conscience Sphere attack. If you think about it, remember Mashni's data against Jahad? When Jahad uses irregular techniques, it just ripped right through. And there was just like, one of those, yeah, we knew that this was coming moments. So yeah, that was one of the key moments. And with the branch leader, remember enemas and their abilities, we don't know a lot about it. We know a little bit about Nare in the start. We know a little bit about Lopobia Elaine, who can switch positions with her enema, who isn't really an enema, who needs a tank. So we know about that there. We have a little bit from her secretary on the name hunt station. I forgot her name. Alphine, the wolf lady, the fox lady, right? So we know a little bit from them, but we don't know all the abilities of an enema. Then we got the monkey who throws poop. Then we got the ancient ones. Then we got Rak's abilities, and that's all along the similar line of enema type abilities. So that's all we've been able to learn about so far about enemas, and that's why we ended up where we ended up with the story. So with all of that, we have this big lacking amount of info on enemas. And in terms of irregulars, just to be certain, the irregular who killed an administrator was not a ranker. Enryu was climbing the tower when he did it. So that tells you that irregulars are through the roof powerful. Rankers don't stand a chance against them. So if Balm had to change the amount of bang he can use and he managed to generate another 5, he would be pretty much just too OP for these rankers to handle. And remember, he could just start fueling all of them into 1 and then split that 1 into 5, basically using power up multiplication. So powering up 1 bang with 5 bang because he doesn't have a loss in quality, and all of a sudden from that there he'll gain that power. So that is one of the crazy things that Balm can do that not many others could even think of trying to do. But there's also a problem with controlling it, so he might not be able to control that level of power even if he did it. But with Black Hole Shinsu Sphere, he should be able to dominate the Shinsu in his area. Remember, the Guardian on the train was teaching him about irregular powers and told him that he has the ability to dominate Shinsu. So with all of that, we just have to end this at this point, and we'd have to come up with better ideas on what's going to happen with fights up the tower in later parts. There's one thing that needs to go for certain. Balm needs to be above all rankers and regulars, and we need to have him only being able to be challenged by the irregulars, so the 10 family heads. So the only ones who can stop Balm should be 10 family heads. Anybody else shouldn't stand a chance against him. And when that happens, we'd be able to find a good way of having fights against Balm. Otherwise, this shit just doesn't make sense. He's never going to reach the level to defeat the king, especially since the king is so crazy powerful. We know that Yurik Mizuno beat a family leader by the time he reached the 100th floor. That's how come he has the headquarters for Ula Yuksong on the 77th floor. So we get an idea of how powerful Yurik was. And he didn't just beat any leader, he beat the strongest of the 10 family leaders, Ariye Han. So we know that in terms of power, Balm has to be more powerful than that. We know that Yurik might be stronger than... Okay, we don't know whether he is, but there is a strong possibility that Yurik is stronger than Jahad. He just doesn't want to fight him and take over his seat as king. Right? And then we know that there's Balm, who's growing at a monstrous rate. He has powers that even Yurik is surprised at. So that means that he's growing also at a scary rate. And we know that he's becoming a match for Yurik in some ways. Yurik Mazino might need to train Balm next. That might be the only progression to a better teacher. There's Yurik and Enryu. One of the two have to show up and teach him. That's the only way that the story is going to get any type of traction moving forward. And with the way the battles are currently, we just don't have enough to make it worthwhile. So I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good day.